tell Clarence no, and it adds up. In those messages I was just reading, it's me saying to Queen, you shouldn't just let anybody watch your baby. You know, he's precious cargo, and that you should let your mom or somebody watch him because he's better off in their hands. Next thing you know, the baby starts being watched by the mom. You know, not saying she listening to me, but how come all of a sudden then you go to New York? I do my videos on that of you going to New York, and then Clarence and them pick me out the blue to make a video about me. You know what I'm saying? And then this is what happened. Once Clarence and them started talking about me, calling me trash, and I took it like it was cool and cute and wanted to be a friend. So I kept on doing videos back to Clarence and my the God. Then here comes the Martha shirts, the Martha Vineyard shirts. So I know y'all talking to me. Then here comes the Friends with Benefits 101. And here comes you know, them just talking about the spooning. So I knew they was watching my videos, and he said that. So then I kept on making my videos to continue on with we talking back and forth to each other, trying to make it fun still. But then I go on Twitter that one day, and I see he got on there right after he came out of our live. Martha's a thought. I told y'all Martha's a true thought or some shit. And then I'm like, oh, he wants to talk shit? Okay, well, now I'm going to make a picture of him on the Empire State Building. Then I did that. That same day that I did that, they went to New York. They went to Florida. That's when they was all in Florida. And they started making their little videos. We at the store. We eating Philly cheesesteaks. We vlogging. We're on our iPhones. And it was her, Ari, Clarence, and Maya. So that's when I knew that y'all still talking to me. You know what I'm saying? Okay, then I made a reaction to that video. They must have got mad. You know what I'm saying? Then they go back to New York. That's when they said, oh, Queen bought some Balenciagos. Oh, our account is mad at Queen because she bought some expensive shoes on somebody's rent money. You know, whatever he said. We was watching the video the other day because we had the tape. You know what I'm saying? Remember when Clarence said something about that was somebody's rent money, and he was walking in the streets of New York. He had that little beat up sweatshirt on, the hoodie, and we was like, that was when they first got started, and he ain't have shit. But anyway, they was bragging about how much they spent on the shoes or whatever. So that's when, after they came back from there, remind you, before that, when he came into our live, that's when he said he would collab with us, get together, or not even collab. He just said we'll have dinner together or whatever. That's what he said. Then Queen and Clarence went straight to California after that. You know what I'm saying? Well, they went back to New York, then they went to California. Once they went to California, I probably gotta check my Snapchat. Yeah, when they went to California, that's when they announced, oh, we're now under management now. So me, Mod God, and Queen are under management now. So that told me that basically Mod God can't see me without paying me. You know what I'm saying? So that's where that went, and it turned into a whole business thing. Then at that point, Mod God stopped responding to any of my videos or anything like that after that. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much what happened.
Now, how did you guys first begin? How did you first begin? I know you told it, but I want you to tell once again how you first begin and actually interact. How will your first interaction with any one of
them?
Yes, your first interaction through comments or
it was after I realized that basically people who were watching me and my channel and
who are you and what is your channel? Who are you and what is your channel?
Okay, my name is Nettie, and my channel is Nettie and Lil Dino's Philly's Funny Family, because we like to be fun.
And how are you spelling that?
Philly with the PHILL apostrophe. I mean LLY apostrophe S. Funny FUNNY. Family FAMILY.
Another
'Cause I used to do it
question.
with a PH.
Another question. At one time, you had, I believe, you had the P or the F in there, and you,
PH.
yeah. Why'd you change that?
Because people misinterpret what family was. So, and I wanted people to know what family, that we're family, the real word family, instead of the family I was using first was for like funny, to go with Philly's funny, PH, Philly. That's what I was trying to do. But then, and so it was family. But then when I would go into people's chats and stuff, they would have a hard time pronouncing what it was. But I wanted them to know it's Philly's Funny Family. And Philly's Funny Family was started basically when the last couple of months that my mother was, that I knew that we were going to lose my mom, I felt like I wanted to start vlogging her life. And then alongside, it became something, a love for the children. So I was like, I always wanted to be like a foster parent. So I was like, you know what? If I build my channel and get paid off it, then I can become, maybe one day buy a house and become a foster parent eventually. So I figured we'll be Philly's Funny Family all the way through. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I try to do. So I come across these young kids in Houston, and I hear about, actually, the kids are talking about Chris and Queen, and I'm like, let me go check these kids out, Maybe Nation, like, let me go check these kids out, what they doing and stuff like that. So, after that, I'm like, well, I'm gonna go check these kids out. I start watching their videos. I see that I really like Chris and Queen's channel. So, pretty much, I started following them and watching, and when I found out about reactions, because I found out late, because I'm a slow person when it comes to social media, but I said, oh, I could do reactions on them. So I started doing reactions on them. And that was on Chris and Queen at first. And then eventually they broke up, and it went on to the New York situation. And I still did reactions along that way. At that point, I realized that Clarence and the God noticed one of my videos, because they put me in one talking about they were going to be petty for 2018. And they spoke about me very negatively in the video, as I took it as an elderly woman. So at that point, I knew that they were watching me. So I just continued to do reactions to all their videos. And eventually he started wearing the Martha Vineyard shirt, and I knew exactly that they were talking to me. I knew, I made up a video called Friends with Benefits. We had our little chat, our live chats going on with pretty much fans of theirs. So we would all get together, and we kind of made it into like a soap opera life. So me being respectful of a married woman at the time, I said, let's call them Friends with Benefits, not boyfriend and girlfriend, because you shouldn't have a boyfriend if you're married. So yeah, I said, we'll call them Friends with Benefits. And then at that point, when she started staying in New York, everybody's like, oh, they're missing. No, we'll say that they're spooning, because spooning is, you can just be laying beside a friend and pretty much just be spooning, like just sharing feelings and laughter and love, so it didn't matter what was happening, rather they were in the bed together or not. But that was how I was thinking about it the whole time. No intentions on saying nothing about nobody's business. At the end of the day, come to find out, everything I was thinking or made up in our opinion videos had came out to be true. So eventually I was turned around to look like the lady who was talking junk, and by the fans. So that's what happened. The fans started texting me, inboxing me, you're a hater, you hating on Queen the whole time, you was for Chris, you're biased. Every YouTuber knows about that, but go ahead.
Do you believe that this impacted the way your YouTube channel was running? Do you believe that it impacted you as an older American?
And a role model. Mm-hmm.
Do you believe that it impacted you in that way? The more emphasis that when they dropped that, when they did that video, they started talking. Do you believe that hurt your channel?
That hurt me as a person, first of all, and yes, it did. It hurt my channel because at that point I was reacting back to them. My focus went off of me trying to be Philly's funny family. Well, I was still trying to be funny at the same time, but I kind of turned it into me going to be like the older auntie in the situation, the older adult, and I'm going to go into the room with y'all and react back to y'all videos to tell y'all what y'all shouldn't be doing out here on the World Wide Web, because at that point I realized that they had all the kids' eyes on them. So I was like, let me steer them in the right direction, or y'all should steer them in the right direction, because we need a change here. And so I'm like, if what's better than a bunch of kids leading kids, but in the right way, not in the rooms, doing sexual stuff, like, getting undressed in the shower. It might not be sexual, but to me, that's not good look for the kids. But so
Okay,
that's how
so
that's how my reactions started turning to more like my opinion.
Okay, so here's another question for you. Do you believe that it's your right to get involved in what the kids here do on this planet, in this world?
I do believe that.
Do you believe
it impacts me as an adult. It impacts me as a mother. It impacts me as a older role model who can get into the kids. Like, I'm the type of person that I know how to grab the kids' attention, and that's kind of how I got their attention. But I know how to grab the kids' attention, and then I have nothing but time for children, because that's all that's really in my heart. My mom was strong on saving kids, and I just feel like naturally that's something that she had passed on to me. So at this point, I figured, okay, I could use this YouTube platform to get to these kids and teach them the right things. At that point, I think they weren't really understanding what I was saying about, in my reaction videos. I'm saying to them, it's not good to show the kids this. Let's show them something else. And if they were watching them, they weren't understanding, or they just didn't care. But at the end of the day, their little fans came back and ran back to me. And, once Queen didn't like one thing that I tweeted, and I tweeted, you're going back and forth to New York for the super sperm. So that kind of like, I know it hurt her, because I knew what she was doing, and I kind of like hit her, and I'm going to say in the gut, because that's where I know it got her. She responded back that day, and once she responded back, she kicked me off her Twitter, which is cool. That don't bother me, not one bit, because people retweet everything she tweets. Excuse me, let me drink. I talk too much. But anyway, people retweet everything she tweets. So if I want to see what she has to say, I can. But at the same time, it's like, did I hurt you that bad? I didn't never mean to, because I'm not the one to hurt anyone's child at all. And even if you're not a child, you're someone's mother. You are. So, if I hurt you in any way, personally, never meant to. That's all I could really say about that. But, as far as my reactions, they were never personal against anyone. They just were turned around by, I can't even say kids, because there's been adults come to my inbox and, oh, you're wrong, you're this, you're not that, you're not a Christian, you're not this, you're not that. And I know y'all know, because y'all go through the same thing if you're a YouTuber.
Okay, next question. Do you believe that what Dean 316 said about CJ impacted your YouTube channel and changed your life
in a big way.
As something that should not have been said by him? Do you believe,
never really said nothing wrong.
No, you're speaking to the people.
Okay.
Do you believe that what Dean 316 said about CJ in the conversation about his whole not having his mom buy him the best things, and that he should be treated special, You know?
Well,
Do you,
I've
do, do
said
you,
that in
do
the
you,
past. Like
do,
I've never said really not buying the right things, but I know what you were talking about, because if you're talking about buying $1,000 shoes and then
you're
you go
talking
on
to the people about
vacation.
what you believe. Don't talk to
Okay,
me.
so what I believe is that
This ain't about
Dean
my
was
feelings.
not
This
really
ain't, you know.
talking about CJ. Dean was talking about Queen being an example on camera to these children, because you've been to the store multiple times responding back to our videos and whatever we've been watching. Y'all been to the mall, y'all been here, y'all been there, and you're bragging about what y'all have or what y'all bought, but we expect the baby to be getting the best, because New York is prime location for shopping and buying clothes, especially for kids. I mean, like I said, there's Kid City there, and you can get name brand everything for whatever. You say you're cheap. You say you like the fruit. You're frugal. Show the kids this. This is all I was saying at the time, or kind of how he meant. Like, there's things you can do. He's from New York himself, so I didn't take it personal. Other people would, because they don't know him. So I kind of looked at it like, nah, he never said nothing personal against him. If at anything, we were talking back to Queen, because she was responding back to us as far as their videos. So that's kind of where it was.
Next question. Have you ever been to children's clothing stores in New York City?
Yes, I have, plenty of times.
Can you tell us a little bit about them?
Well, I know that they're like three levels high, some of them, from basement on up. There was clothes in there. Like I said, I used to rock wear when it was out. My son used to be like honestly, I can go in there and spend $100 or $200, and he would be good for the year. Like they have clothes for year round in there, like anywhere from socks, shoes, toys, clothes, just everything. It's a whole floor of boys, a whole floor of girls, a whole floor of infants and babies. Like it's an amazing outlet store. So one day I'm going to go there with my camera, and I'm going to show y'all if they let me. You know what I'm saying? Certain things that you can't get, but you can go in a store easily with your phone and take stuff. And that's all we like to do. Show y'all that, because we have people all over the world, as well as they do, that are watching you, you know? So you want to show them different things in different outlet stores.
Next question. What does this do for you? $1,000 rent and $1,000 pair of sneakers or shoes? What does that do for you?
Well, $1,000 rent is my rent. My rent's a little over $1,000 now, but it was $1,010 at the time when we did these videos. So sad, but yeah. So we're gonna go to almost $1,200 now, but that can pay my rent. But if I had it, honestly, I would make a lot of food, because I love to cook. And that's all I was really kind of reaching out to these guys for and asking them, as well as I do have receipts somewhere of me texting Patty and Clarence saying, only apology I would want from y'all is to go feed the homeless with me. And that's all I kind of kept reaching out to them for, was to say, can y'all hook up with me so we can go and feed the homeless? Because that's what I would do with $1,000, honestly. That's just me. And I just thought that maybe they could spend some time and collaborate with me and do something like that. But at this point, I feel like everything was turned around, spiraled around, and turned into make Auntie Nettie a bad person. That's just how I feel, honestly.
Do you think that the God-fearing people that the mama says, you know, and she speaks very highly and uses the right words when she talks about God, but you know, all of us can
Now
do
you're
that.
talking
Do you
about
believe
her mother?
Yes.
Mother love.
Yes, mother love.
Okay.
Okay, do you believe that they would ever sit down and meet with you? Do you believe that they would
Well,
ever throughout? Do you believe that they would ever that will ever happen? Do you believe that any acknowledgments will ever be made about some of the things they've achieved? Or some of the things they've done, because we all remember when you asked to go to the top of the building and he went to the top of the building and different things happened and you took the pictures and stuff. We do remember that of the
the guy when I say go do
so do you believe
take pictures of the Empire
right.
States Building and show the kids the city,
right?
And in his video he said it. I'm showing them, and you were watching me. But anyway. So what happened?
Do you ever believe that because of things like that, do you ever believe that they will ever acknowledge you as
probably not now? The people they turned into, what they were in the beginning, I thought that maybe we could all get together one day, bust up a mill.
Agreed, 100%.
And you don't want me to finish?
Go ahead.
Okay. But I thought that maybe we'd be able to get together and bust up a meal and chill and be... I mean, I've even said in videos in the past, I want to meet your mom, tell your mom to stop hiding in the car behind the camera because you said she was shy. And I seen over time she came out, you know what I'm saying? And I know you heard me. But I thought that y'all were different in the beginning, but as I seen them moving up on the steps, up on the ladder, they kind of started down talking me more and more. Then I seen the people that they really were, or who they had became at that point. So not now, because I'm not a fan and I don't have to want to meet them or have to be in their life. All I wanted from the start was for these young kids to show this nation out here that we can do better and be better. But if that's not what they're into, I'm going to still fight for what I have to. But like I said, at the end of the day, I just wanted to be successful on my channel so I could eventually get a house so I can be a foster parent to children. The way my heart feels today, I hope that any children that I've ever been in their life, and I know at this point none of them are like that, but they will never turn out like some of these children that are idolizing and following these young people in the way that they're making them treat people by telling them on different media sites, as in Twitter, to go bum rush or go spam this person's page or go report this person thousands of times over and over again. And I have receipts of them saying this to the kids and the kids saying I went and did this. It's sad. I don't like it. I can't see it. It's a form of bullying. It is bullying, and we need to stop it because, like I said, and I'm going to say it over and over again, there's YouTubers out here, over 7 or 8 of them, that had committed suicide because of social media bullying last year in 2017. And that hurt me because I lost my mother in 2017. So I figured, you know what? I'm going to speak up and I'm going to speak out. So at the end of the day, all I can really say is, oh, I'm sorry.
So what now for this channel?
Well, for this channel, now that I feel much better, that I explained myself finally, and I feel like I kind of got this off of my chest because it should be understood, or I should be understood after this. Hoping that I can get back to pulling out the good in people that want to be acknowledged on YouTube, and their platform isn't being seen or noticed now, that I can make reactions about this person and make them be known or seen in a bigger light out here today, because there is a lot of colorism going on and a lot of hate, jealousy, and whatever else they call it, clout, going on, that there are young souls out here that are crying to be wanted, seen, or just noticed. And they have supported all of these YouTubers but all they want to do is be noticed in some kind of way or light. I would like to be able to be one of the ones to help to acknowledge the younger ones out here that are trying to succeed in something in a YouTube career, or just in, I've seen young singers come to my channel and ask me to advertise their page. I've had little rappers from Twitter come and ask me to, advertise their page. And I don't mind doing that stuff as long as they are supportive towards me. I won't just advertise them and I don't know them, or, feel like I know them or have some kind of bond with them as far as YouTube. So that's kind of how I feel about that. But, I do want to grow so I can eventually become a foster mother and raise some young children to be good role models, college students in the world today. Not to just think that they're going to make a living off of YouTube, or even just not to think that that it's okay to talk nasty, down, fresh, perverted, and I can go on the kind of words that they've used towards people on social media. As far as, the no rules, no kids rules should always apply, but, there's kids out here that don't care about that. They're still going to bring the babies into it. But, because as soon as they get mad at me or say something, it's my son got to be in it, and automatically he's a target out here in the media world. But it's sad, but it's true. And like I said, if anybody can ever go back on any tapes that I've ever did talking about that baby badly, please show me, because I would like to know, because I'm not that type of person. But I have sat on camera plenty of days and cried for that mother and her son and the situations that they were going through, as far as the father too. So that's just how I feel. You got any more questions?
No, I think that just about wraps it up.
Okay.
With this. You want to take it out?
All I want to say is you always have to keep God first. And you have to love yourselves. If you don't love yourselves, you won't have respect and love for anybody else out here in the world. And when I say that, meaning y'all young kids out here, the way y'all talk to people, the way y'all are, and the way y'all present yourselves on social media only tells me how you are in everyday life. And when I tell you that your mothers need to raise y'all right, sometimes your mother ain't got it right. But that doesn't mean that you don't have to get it right. You can be better, do better, love yourselves. And once you love yourselves, take care of yourself, meaning clothes-wise, hair-wise, do what you gotta do. If you don't have money to have a weave, wear your natural hair. Be you. People gonna love you for who you are. And now y'all know why I'm not upset or gonna crawl under a rock because kids are saying bad stuff about me. Because I have so much love in this world that a couple of comments bad about me aren't gonna hurt me. And I'm so godly that I can let that go and still love. And like I said, I still love all of y'all because I love myself first. So, till we meet again.